So far, we have seen the working of different type of lifts and the classification of lift based on its mechanism and its use. Now, let's see one more very common type of machine which is used in building. This machine is known as an escalator. So escalator is simply a moving staircase. It's like a conveyor belt which can transport people between different floors of a building. So let me show you the cross section of an elevator and we'll discuss the working. Now this is how this elevator looks in cross section. These are the moving stairs on which we stand. This is the drive gear, the blue one. So in every escalator has two drive gears and one electric motor which makes the drive gear move. Now depending on the capacity we can have escalators with both the drive gear connected to an electric motor, or if the capacity is not very huge, the electric motor can move the upper drive gear and lower gear simply follows the torque or torsion which is given by the main drive gear or the upper drive gear. So the core of an escalator is a pair of chains which are looped around two pairs of gear and an electric motor which runs it. So here is the arrangement. You see this yellow colored chain is the chain which actually makes these stairs move on the guide rail. So this red line is the chain guide or the guide rail. As the chains move, the steps always stay leveled. At the bottom and top of the escalator, the steps collapse on each other, creating a flat platform which makes it easier to get on and get off from the escalator. We also have one more set of handrails. These handrails, they move along with the moving steps and they also move at the same speed of the steps. So it's a conveyor which moves at the same speed as. This is the difference between lifts and escalators. So I have jotted down the points here. You can go through them. Now let's move to next type of machine. These are known as conveyors. So conveyors are mechanical devices which are used to move items or packages with minimal effort. So a conveyor belt is carrying medium of a belt conveyor system. It consists of two or more pulleys, which are also referred to as drums sometimes, and it has an endless loop conveyor that rotates about the pulleys. Now, we can have conveyors where only one pulley is powered and another one is a trailing pulley, or if the load is more, we can have both the pulleys which are powered or connected to a power source. The powered pulley is known as the drive pulley, while the unpowered pulley is called the idler pulley. Now, originally, the conveyor belts were invented in the 19th century to handle materials like coal and ores from various mines. Apart from belt conveyors, following are the most commonly used variations of a conveyor. This is an apron conveyor which has two powered ends, and the surface of this belt is completely leveled. So if in case a fragile material is to be handled, this kind of apron conveyors are used. These are ball transfer conveyors where instead of a powering mechanism, the action of ball bearing is used. You can see ball bearings associate assembled here, and this type of conveyors are used when cartons have to be moved from one place to the other. So here simply a carton can be pushed from this end, and due to the action of these ball bearings it will reach the other end through the rolling action. Then this is a conventional or simple belt conveyor. This is beltless magnetic conveyor where magnets move at the bottom of this plate, and the magnetic action will separate the magnetic and non-magnetic material on this type of conveyor. Then this is the bucket conveyor. This is drag chain and tow conveyor. This is the overhead conveyor. So these type of conveyors are used in mechanical shops or automobile manufacturing units where the entire assembly line is moving and people are standing on their workstations to perform various tasks on the machine or the vehicle which is moving on this conveyor line. Then this is the powered roller conveyor where alternate rollers are powered through electric motors, so no manual moving of the goods is required. The electrically powered belts and the cylinders will move the goods from one place to the other. Now, screw conveyor is the most commonly used conveyor in our civil industry. This is a typical screw conveyor which is used on RMC plants to store cement and fly ash and microsilica in the silos. So what happens here? This pipe has a screw mechanism. From this end, the material is loaded in the conveyor, and as the screw rotates, it will shift the material up, and from this outlet, it will fall in the silos where the material has to be stored for it to be used. One more example of screw conveyor is in the ready mix concrete truck. Now what happens in a concrete truck? This type of a screw conveyor is installed in the mixing drum. When the concrete has to be uninstalled or removed from the mixer, the drum is rotated in anti-clockwise direction, and this anti-clockwise action will push this concrete out for the dispatched and placement. Now next most commonly used machine is concrete vibrator. It is a tool which is used while concreting. Vibrators are used to ensure that concrete pour is free of air bubbles and concrete mass is homogeneous because before it starts hardening, so that the concrete remains strong and has a smooth finish even after removal of its formwork. To generate the vibrating action, a concrete vibrator has an off-center weight that spins 10,000 times in a minute. This arrangement is encased in a thick rubber tube having a metallic head at the free end. So these are the operation instructions. A concrete vibrator should not be inserted more than 30 seconds in one place. Excess vibration can cause aggregates to settle at the bottom, which makes the concrete weaker. Excess vibration can also push aggregate away from the area which is being shaken. This causes weaker concrete paste to fill the area. Again, this may result in instability. Now let's have a look at the most important machine in concrete operations and in civil engineering operation. These machines are known as concrete mixers. These are devices which homogeneously combine the cement, aggregate and gravel and water to make a plastic mix which is known as concrete. So concrete mixer has simply a revolving drum and other components to mix concrete. So we can classify concrete mixer as per the type of mixing into two broad categories. First category is batch mixer, second category is continuous mixer. Now what do we mean by batch mixer? Batch means limited quantity is mixed at a time, that is in a batch, whereas in a continuous mixer, from one end ingredients of concrete are supplied in a continuous mixer, and from the other end of this continuous mixer concrete is continuously being taken out for to be poured on the site. Now we'll study the advantage and disadvantage of these two type of mixers, but now let's have a further understanding of batch mixers. So batch mixer also has two types: drum mixer and pan mixer. Drum mixers also further have two types: tilting drum mixer and knoll tilting or reversing drum mixers. So batch mixer is a concrete mixer which produces concrete batch by batch for a fixed volume at a time interval. These are the most commonly used mixers. They are very easy to operate and maintain as compared to the continuous type of mixers. Also, the quality of concrete produced in a batch mixer is much better than that casted using a continuous mixer. So each manufacturing company has different features in the mixtures. Most important parameter to be considered while purchasing a batch mixer is its capacity. These mixers are of two types: drum mixers and pan mixers. In the drum mixer, concrete is mixed by a rotating drum. This rotating drum has fixed blades. The motion of drum and the obstruction provided by the fixed blades causes the mixing of ingredients of concrete. They are further divided into the two types: tilting drum and non-tilting or reversing drum. In the tilting drum, you can see this drum. It can be tilted along this axis with the use of this lever. And here, this is a non-tilting drum. So in this drum, we have to fill the ingredients using this hopper. Whereas in the tilting drum, what we can do, we can take this at a lower level. When it is empty, we load the materials using this lever, and once it has been filled with the required quantity of materials, it is tilted back up, and through the powered motor here, this drum is rotated for a fixed interval of time for the mixing to take place. Whereas here, after the material is loaded in the hopper, this drum rotates along this axis and gives mixing. So these are the tilting drum mixers are most commonly used where large size aggregate are used, and they have a very good discharge rate. Therefore, they are suitable for low workability concrete. The internal blade of this drum lift and tumble the ingredients onto itself. Now non-tilting drum, it rotates in one direction for mixing, and it will rotate in the other direction or opposite direction for discharge of concrete, as we just discussed in case of a mixing drum of a ready mix concrete truck. This is the pan mixer. They are fixed to an assembly which agitates the concrete throughout the pan. So this is the assembly. Here this drum is fixed, and is this internal assembly rotates around the drum to create the mixing and agitating action. The mixing is efficient in this case, and concrete mixture is collected through an opening which is provided at the bottom of the pan. It also has special blades called scraper blades which does not let any concrete stick to the pan. So this type of pan mixers are generally used for laboratories and for ready mix concrete plants. Then this is the continuous mixture. As the name suggests, the operation of loading, mixing and discharging of concrete is continuously done in this type of mixture until the work is completed or breakdown or a maintenance occurs. The loading is of material is done continuously through screw feeders and conveyor belts. These mixers are more suitable when large quantity of mass concreting are required for projects like dams, raft foundations, retaining wall, and other mass concrete structures.